Okay, so UK took their turn. Bought 4 infantry, a carrier, and artillery. I find this kind of interesting. I'm not sure where he's going with the US. Um, 'Cause he doesn't have any fighters for his carrier, so he just has a carrier cruiser here, and I do have 5 fighters, 2 bombers, so 7 targeting that. So, I mean, he could bring these other 2 in here, but I would think that means he's bringing the carrier in here. If he's bringing the carrier in here, then I don't know that he's going into the med and going to take the freebies, which would be a little bit of a surprise to me. I don't know. Or maybe he missed these and thinks I just have the 5, and so if he puts his battleship destroyer here, the 4 versus the 5 is good. And maybe that is good. Maybe I won't even take the 7 against the 5, excuse me, the 4 with a battleship in there. I'm not really sure because there's going to be all sorts of other trades I have to do and whatnot. So we'll see. Because he can take these, and then he only, the med only has to worry about these 5, and so of course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 right there. He could probably just do that with 4, add his destroyer up here, I suppose. But then he's not going to have reinforcements for the next turn. I don't know. I guess he could just do 1 and 1, have 2 guys here for the next turn, and or just do 1 and take 1 transport back. I guess there's different options he could play with. We'll see. We'll see what he does on his turn. It just seems a little bit thin over here. On the other side, let's see, combats. He did go through and grab Libya, which was expected. Took Northwest Europe. Burma he cleared without a loss. The big thing was Belarusia. He attacked with a tank and a bunch of planes. Yeah, 5 fighters and a tank. And he did lose a fighter in doing that. So he took out my artillery and infantry, but he lost his tank and a fighter in doing so. It does open up the possibility where you can blitz, excuse me, through with Russia and gain an extra 2 there as well. So, I do need to pay attention that he does have his 1 UK infantry up here next turn too, so he can do this whole blow a hole in the front line and then let the Russians blitz through type thing again next turn. So I need to remember that is something I tend to give an overlook, is UK hitting and then Russia blitzing. He did not build a destroyer in here, so this presents itself kind of interestingly. This sub is in range of my destroyer, so I could take care of one of the subs. The other subs up here, and I got nothing really up this direction, so this could be a weakness for me. Granted, I'm not going to Alaska. Obviously, I can't go to Alaska anyways, and I'm not saying I'm being down in range of the sub this turn. But if I send the destroyer this way, then I'm multiple turns away from getting back to C-Zone 61. Other than that sub, C-Zone 61 is safe, so I don't need anything there for this turn. Let's see, this bomber's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we're safe there for this turn. Making sure there's no other bombers. Bombers also tend to be a weakness of mine. But since the Germans are holding fairly strong, and he brought UK in here, so it doesn't look like he's planning on attacking with the US, I'm going to bring this transport with these guys on over into Madagascar, I think. And take Madagascar so that this transport can work on Australia while still going. I think I am just going to go ahead and take out the sub, just one less to have to worry about. And then we're just going to have to worry, we're going to deal with this guy. But the interesting thing, what this is going to do is these 4 transports are just going to shuck to 61. We'll have 4 transports in 61. We're going to have 1 transport here in 46, which can pick up these 2 guys, and we're going to have this transport over in 32 with 2 guys. So we're going to have 6 loaded transports targeting India this next turn. So I guess maybe he had good foresight and moving those better than I did myself, from moving his infantry in there and having that tank in range and all this fighter. I know he'll be able to protect it, but at least by having 6 for a turn or two, having 6 transports staring down India, plus I think I got 6 fighters if I remember, 6 fighters. Yeah, 6 fighters and a bomber and a couple battleships staring down at you. That's pretty intimidating. So I mean, he's got to at least pull some resources back into India at the very least, um, which maybe can help Germany breathe a little bit. I do want to keep these fighters like we talked about last time. I think I do want to move them within range. Um, at least I can get at least 2 of them within range. You know, up to here, I would getting to help Karelia out. Because my 2 that'll be on my carrier here can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the carrier can pick up 2, going 3 to hit there. The carrier over here, obviously, he's only going to have, you know, a 3 range, so he's only going to be able to pick up, you know, 1 of them from there, which I may only have 1 fighter on him and let the other fighter be up here as well. We'll see. I haven't quite worked all of that math out, but the good news is we're going to have some pretty good pressure on India for J4, so UK4, you know, and he's going to be able to defend it, but at least he's going to have the pole resources to do so. All right. So we are buying 8 infantry and a factory. So that means after J3, we're going to have 6 transports and a factory up and running. That feels pretty good. I like that feeling. And since we're not taking India, I do want to get a 3rd factory up and running. We're going to be up at, I think I looked at it, I'm going to have 44 IPC that I'm collecting this turn. The next milestone is to have 33 IPC for those, plus a 15 to build the factory so I don't lose any production. So that would be 48. So we're not far away from hitting 48. So maybe round 4 we hit the 48 threshold. And then round 5 we have our 3rd factory up, and we'll have 3 factories, 6 transports up and running by round 5. I like that kind of speed on getting the base set up. So although Germany's struggling, I'm kind of satisfied with where Japan's at right now. I'm leaning on my battleship a little bit here, and I'm okay with that. I could throw a fighter over here, but I think I really want to have that. You know, we're gonna have 6 fighters. I can have 2 on here that can just fly through. We're gonna have 1 on here. And I need the other 3 we're going to put up here so that they can go 1, 2, 3 and be here. If I use a 2nd fighter here, then I can only have 2 sitting up here ready to help Karelia out if needed. And after that last turn of just squeezing out what we needed there, I think I want to make sure I have the fighters in range of Karelia this turn. Let's see, we do want to take care of this guy. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're all good. Just smacking the heck out of him with the air. All right. Guess theoretically I could bring this battleship back over here, but so one of the things I looked at was, you know, bringing the transport directly over here, but he does have 6 UK fighters there that could go 1, 2, 3 and then land somewhere, plus his here. So he's got 7 UK fighters targeting that spot, so not so easy. I think I like having the battleship over here so that we can play over on that range, though. All right. Counting on you, battleship. Do your thing. Do your thing. That's what I get for saying I'm counting on them. Well, that was about as bad as the rolls could go. Yep. Well, that didn't go so smoothly. The good news is it's not the end of the day, and that does take down my income that I was kind of counting on that one. But I'm still threatening to pick these two up onto India, and then I can just turn around, when he protects India, just turn around and use them on Australia, but... You know, I never count on my cruisers, but I thought I could count on my battleship. I guess that teaches me a lesson. I think we hit him. If only we... Of course he hit us back. Double. All the chances. Bummer dice. It would have been nice to have a little more pressure. Been nice. I was counting on these IPCs, you know, getting me up to 44, but that'll cut me down a little bit. Fighters, 1, 2, 3. Sure, Russia could take some, yeah, so we'll leave 2 back for air cover since I'm landing my planes there. I'm going to leave the tanks back because they're really not doing me much added benefit moving them up, but that adds a little extra firepower threat to the India. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's alright. Guess I could have looked at moving my bomber further up, maybe. And been able to be messing up with the fleet stuff over here, too. I didn't think about that till too late. Oh, shenanigans. Okay, well that was a goof. Could be worse, but I'm gonna have to build a destroyer or 2 destroyer sub and risk this sub because I was just thinking I was gonna move 1 boat back to 61 next turn, but all my boats are more than 1 move away. And I don't want to stop my shuck. So that means we'll end up just having to shuck directly here, and we're gonna have to build 14 IPC wasted on boats that could be units going inwards. That was a goof by me. I should have let that guy live and pulled the destroyer back centrally. All right, well, you live and you learn. Mistake. All right, we'll call it there.